Shalawam, shalawam. All right, first and foremost, giving all praise, glory, honor be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. Shalom to the Lord, to the elect. Yahawah equals the Father's true name. He is, he exists. Yahawashi equals the Son's true name. He saves, he delivers. And Rakakadash means a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. That's all in the Paleo Hebrew. This lesson is brought to you in the spirit, power, and strength of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Pray it be an edifying lesson. More so, it's a dream, which I just had. I woke up, and wrote it down. So I'll start this. Now I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna read it how I wrote it down. All right. So I was applying for a temp position. Trying to get a job. Really just applying online, whatever, and automatically in the dream, like I was transported to this place, this ship, right? And it was like, I was on there and I was doing the job, but I didn't realize I was on the ship until afterwards. And then once I realized that, I was like, I began to, I got scared. I was like, nah, man, what's going on? And I saw an old friend, one of my best friends, when I was in the world, like in the military and everything, and he was cool, man. He was like happy to see me and all of that. And I was like, bro, I got to get up out of here. I don't want to be here, etc., etc. And he was like, all right, man, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you around because this was a new ship. I didn't know my way around. It was different. So he was like, I was under the impression though that I had a rack, like I had a place to sleep already. You know, in the dreams, like I just knew that. So I was like, yo, let me help me get my stuff from my rack so we can get up out of here. So he helped me. We was going back to the berthing. We was going to get the stuff, and it was just a lot of commotion, a lot of people. And then he disappeared. And then I was getting lost at that point. And I kept going one direction and I couldn't find nothing. I walked through a couple berthings, couldn't find my rack. I kind of knew where it was, but it wasn't where I thought it was in the dream. So then I turned around and I walked the opposite direction. And then it's like automatically it just transformed into like inside of a bunker, right? You had all these entertainment places. You had all these shops. You had a giant mega pool in the middle, and I was walking by all this stuff. Okay. It was hundreds and hundreds of people that was there. And they was all just chilling. They was enjoying that atmosphere. They was enjoying it all. Like they didn't have a care in the world. But I knew in the dream, I was like, yo, nah, I don't want to be here. So I kept going, and I saw a family member, but he didn't see me, and he was going the opposite direction. So I ain't even trying to make contact or nothing. I just kept going. I was like, nah, I got to get up out of here. I got to get up out of here. Boom, boom, boom. I kept walking, kept walking. Finally, I got to the entrance, and then I saw that same family member, and I saw a couple other family members with him, and they was like, hey, don't you love it here? I was like, nah, I'm trying to get up out of here. So I'm going up out the entrance. And they began to follow me and to talk to me and try to get me to stay. But I began to tell them, nah, this ain't right. This is what they want you to do. Is the convenience of it. Y'all here, y'all thinking it's all good, but it's trash. It is. Don't you realize you're living under a bunker? You're living in a bunker. You're living in a mountain. you know. And they was like, nah, it's all good. Boom, boom. They was just talking. And I was like, nah, this is Babylon. Okay. This place is confusion. And then while we was walking, we was having this conversation. It was a group of people standing outside, and they was like by this car. We had left the bunker. So these people were standing outside by this car, and they heard what we was talking about. And this one Jake, he began to inquire about what was going on. So I began to tell him. But then as soon as I told him, all right, let me see where I'm at in here. It was this sudden mega wind. This wind came, blew him and a couple of my family members away. They got took away. I ain't see them no more. But I held on to the car. I held on. It was like I was good. I wasn't able to be moved, And then after the wind left, a few people remained, and I just kept on preaching. All right. And one of my family members remained. I know who exactly remained. I saw him in the dream. I saw that individual in the dream, and that was crazy. But they remained, and they were still there. A couple other people were still there, and it's like a tripod had appeared. I pulled out the tripod, picked it up. I put my phone on the tripod, and my phone read 20%. So I was like, 20%. I ain't got that much time. So one of the scriptures that I got, the only scripture that I remember reading was Isaiah 47, 1-3. And I'm going to read it right here. All right. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. And after I read that one, okay, and explaining it to him, I woke up. So in that sense of explaining that, it's basically I was telling him in the dream that this place is being exposed. Babylon is falling. It's being humbled. It's being brought down low. It's going to be destroyed. And Yahawashi, our king, is not going to meet him as a man. He's coming in that angelic body, right? So I was giving him that explanation. And I believe the people that remained and that one family member, they was beginning to get it. They was understanding it. They was taking it in, And then I woke up. And that wind, let's go to Jeremiah. Because that wind, most likely, I'm just interpreting it, is it's like that wind in Jeremiah, the 51st chapter, verse 1. Thus saith Yahawah, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. That wind was like that destroying wind. It was the nukes, right? So these individuals that got took away, they're going to get hit by the nukes. But the ones that remain, that stayed, which I could see in my dream, who I only knew one of them, which was a family member. I was like, oh wow, okay, cool, right? They were okay. They were protected. They didn't get blown away by the wind. You know what I'm saying? So it was weird because it was like, I didn't think that, but it was like a sign. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. And it is what it is. Yahawah could just be showing me. I don't know, because the person that did stay, they are kind of they got common sense, most definitely, and they got a good heart. I would say, you know what I'm saying. So summarizing it is basically all that stuff. The temp job brought me to the ship, and then the ship transformed into a bunker. And then it gave me all this type of stuff. You had basketball courts, pool, you had a pool you could swim in, you had tennis courts, you had all this type of stuff in that bunker, man. Everything you could imagine, everything at the tip of your fingers, but you had to be aligned with them in a sense. Because everybody in there was happy, was aligned. They didn't realize that they were encaged. They didn't realize they was trapped. So hey, that's been the dream, man. I just wanted to put that on wax. All right, so giving all praise, glory, and honor be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, and Kakadash, the honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. As always, man, Shalawam, Kwam Yasharahla. All right, if you can't see the light, living in darkness. Shalawam. Shalawam.